Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Well, this is the first week or the first layout that I'm doing with my November kit. And I'm using a page maps sketch, and I showed the picture of it. It is actually the March 2018, and it's the one in the bottom right-hand corner. So I tried to stay pretty true to the sketch, so you'll be able to find it. Now, I had a difficult time with this layout, getting it going. I think it's too big. I just think it's too big. So I just went with my gut, and that's how I feel that you should do whenever you look at your stuff. Like, well, what are you the most drawn to? We'll go with that. So of course, I love this beautiful floral paper, and I tell you that is red. When I'm looking at it myself, it looks red, but it totally shows orange on the video. So just trust me that it's red, but it does match the flowers. So at this point, it really doesn't matter what color it is. I do add a little bit of pink, but everything's going to go well together. So in this sketch, there is a portion that is a banner, and it goes right along the middle. And I thought I was going to use the red orange, but I end up changing it in just a little bit. Now I have a couple of photos. The reason why I chose this sketch is because I had the two photos, and they were both horizontal. So that's sometimes those are hard to find. So I decided to go ahead and use that sketch. Well, I'm going to toss out that red-orange banner, and I'm going to bring another color in. So I'll show you that in just a moment. Now, these little 6x6 pieces of paper, this is what I'm using for my matting. You know, we had to get at least 6 pattern papers, or at least 10 papers. So I'm bringing in this white, which wasn't part of my kit, but I think that white's one of those things that's it's like breathing. You know, you have to have it, so you just go ahead and just use it. So I'm going to use this navy. This is from Pink Fresh. I'm going to use it as that banner, but I don't want to cut like a little bit off, because I might want to use the outside as, you know, as a border. So I go ahead and just trim it. And I'm like, I'm so glad I thought of that, because I would have, to me, I would have ruined it if I had just trimmed off like 2 inches off. And that's how wide I made that banner. You don't really see it so much, but I do end up cutting it into a fishtail. Now, I know there's been some questions about how to do that, and everyone does it a little different. Like, there is a punch that you could use that has this fishtail banner, but then that would mean you'd have to buy something. Or you could do what I do. I just cut approximately in the middle. I go up about, I don't know, ½ inch to an inch. It doesn't really matter. And then I just cut from the ends up towards to where I cut. If you saw the way I did it, that's really all there is to it. Sometimes they're even, sometimes they're not. You know what? It really doesn't matter. Another way people do it is they use like the hexagon punch. Once again, you have to buy something unless you already have it, or a square punch, and I have done that before. So, or you can do it the way Janet does it, and you kind of fold your paper in half, and you cut from the inside out towards the tips. You know, and that doesn't cost any extra to use that. One of the main things that I wanted to talk about this video, and I know it's a little bit longer. Of course, I've had some really long videos recently, but this one's a little bit longer than usual, is I wanted to make sure that I talk to you about these photos. This is a group that I meet with. It's called a meetup group. Does anybody know what meetup is? It's not a dating site. It's not anything like that. It is international, and you can go to meetup.com online, and you put your zip code in some interests that you have, going to the movies, scrapbooking, card making, whatever it might be, and it will show you other groups of people who meet. I don't know how often, every group is different, to do the activities that you like to do. Now, the reason I love Meetup is because, I'm divorced, I'm single, and my job doesn't really allow me to meet, other single people to, go do things with. But Meetup is wonderful. I've been a member of Meetup, I would say, 7, 8, 9 years. And I started going to a Meetup group when I lived in California. And then when I moved to Texas, the first month I met this group of people. And the name of the group is really funny. And I might have scrapped them before. It's called we call it OBND, Old But Not Dead Group. And so it's people in their 40s, 50s, and beyond that are single that want to do fun things together. Well, these photos are taken while we were going out for breakfast earlier this year. Someone had organized us to go have breakfast. It started off being every Saturday morning, and then it ended up being a little too much. So people stopped going, and so we kind of made it every other week and then once a month. And now we're pretty much doing it once every month or so. And in fact, as soon as I get done doing this voiceover, I'm going to go to breakfast with them this morning. So it's really a fun group of people. At least I love my group. And I have belonged to as many as 12 different groups. So there are so many things that if you like to go kayaking, bowling, it doesn't really matter. If you're looking for a group of like-minded friends, you should check it out. It's not weird. I don't find it being weird, but some people stick around, some people don't. If you don't like it, just don't go back. I mean, nobody's forcing you. Now, some groups do charge because there is a fee to have a meetup group. And in my group, they charge like $5 a year, which helps offset the cost uh, for the fees, which I'll gladly pay because I just love this group. And this is the group where I met my core group of friends that I call the tribe, the ones that I travel with and I do the most things with. I met them through this group. So, you just never know, who you might meet. And I just wanted to share this information because I bet a lot of you guys didn't know. And if you already belong to a meetup group, I would love to know what kind of group you belong to. If you'll just leave me a message below, because I like to know if other people are active in Meetup as well. I feel like I am. Now, we did have a scrapbook group that I belong to, but I felt it was more of a business type thing, and I don't believe in having Meetup for that, for me to help pad their pocketbook. I don't believe that's the right motive to have a Meetup group. So just be careful. There are some, I would call them shysters. This girl, I know hers is very innocent, and I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it. But anyway, she just wanted to get together with other people to scrapbook, but she also wanted to charge $40 for the day. So anyway, all right, let me get back to this layout. I try to look at everything that I had as far as the embellishments. And that one package of all the floral and butterflies, there's 88 pieces in there. And the my mind's eye packet that I get, I don't even know how many's in that. So I looked through all of that because I wanted to pull as much as I can. But when I got to this sticker book, I felt like I got to the point where I was slapping things down, and that's when I had to stop. So I'm looking for I think I'm looking for red things, and there's not that many in this book because Mackie Holmes doesn't really have red, nor does she have orange. And I keep my eyes draw to the yellow, and I want to put yellow on there, but it's like, "No, I don't have yellow anywhere else," so I didn't wanna do that. I certainly didn't. So even for the fonts, that Sweet was on this, uh, oh, on that sheet that it had, the little sticky stuff that was on it, the adhesive, uh, was coming off, so I just peeled it off, but it was still so tacky. I just put it down on that flour and it stuck. And this is at the point where I'm gonna start slapping things down, I'm gonna put it down, and then I'm gonna pick it back up, and after I do it about 3 times, I'm like, "You know what? I'm done. I have got to step away. Enough is enough." But I do end up using the enamel dots. Shocking. I think I'm gonna use, let's see, I think there's 4 of them that I use, which is like, woohoo, which is amazing for me since I'm not a big enamel dot user. Yeah, I'm just not going to. So, don't worry about that, the green thing that was on top of my distress collage medium, that's just some Saran wrap, so, hopefully, if I use that, it'll keep it moist. Somebody gave me that suggestion, and so thank you so much for that. So I'm gonna put down these enamel dots, and then the sequins are gonna come, and of course, I use the distress collage medium. I used it to put that, oh, what is that called? I can't even remember. The flare, and then or the big wooden button, and then my sequins as well. The close-ups are coming. Don't forget to check out the other ladies from the Mini Kit Monday group. That'd be Becky, Daisy, Dolly, uh, Kathy, who am I? And Shannon. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll have a list of all their channels below. You guys have an awesome day. Oh, yeah, don't forget. I mean, I didn't forget to do my journaling. I do my journaling off camera, and even below the journaling, I put OBND, which you'll be able to see in the still shots in that gold alpha that I didn't use that was in my kit. Oh, well, you guys will figure it out. You have an awesome day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.